All right, party people, we're going to continue on with multiplying polynomials in section 7.2. Chapter 7, section 2. We're going to pick up right around where we left off, which is right after multiplying binomials. So it's going to be the bottom of, if you were to number your pages from start to finish, it should be the bottom of page 10. So multiplying a binomial and a trinomial. So I'm just going to expand this to, what do I do if it's not binomial times binomial? How do I multiply? And we can't use FOIL here, but we can actually use something we've learned before. It's called distributing. So if we go to page 11 here, it starts out with this problem right here. It says examples. And number 1 says x plus 5 times x squared minus 3x minus 2. So what do I do in this situation? How do I do this problem? Well, it's actually very simple. We can do it, and I'll show you two ways, okay, through distribution. It's something we learned earlier. So distribution is where I'm just going to distribute that x to everything. So I'm going to do x times x squared. That's going to be x cubed. X times negative 3x, that's negative 3x squared. X times negative 2, that's negative 2x. So there's that part. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the 5. I'm going to distribute the 5 to everything. So notice I draw my arrows in. Okay, so 5 times negative 3x is negative 15x squared. My bad. 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times negative 3x is negative 15x. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. And now I have these two polynomials, so I'm just going to add them, okay? So I'm going to start out with x cubed, that's the only one of those. Now I have x squared here and x squared here, so I'm going to combine those. That's going to give me 5 minus 3 is 2, so 2x squared. I'm going to cross them out. And notice I'm crossing out as I go along. Now I have negative 15 and negative 2, that's negative 17x. And I have negative 10. And there we go. That's how to do it. So that's straight through distribution. Now let's go to example 2, and I'm going to teach you how to do it through an area model. Okay? So in number 2, we have the problem 3x plus 1 times 2x squared minus x minus 6. And we're going to do this using the area model. So what is the area model? So first off, we're going to draw a rectangle. Now why a rectangle? Because it's what it is. So going down here, I'm going to put the shorter of the two polynomials. That's this one. So I'm going to write 3x plus 1. Okay, notice 3x plus 1, 3x plus 1. Going across the top, I'm going to write 2x squared minus x minus 6. And now I'm going to divide up my rectangle at the operation side. So on this side, there was a plus in between the 3x and the 1. So I'm going to draw a line between the 3x and the 1. Here, there was a negative sign between these two, so I'm going to draw it down, and a negative sign between the x and the 6. Let me make this a little bigger, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area of this box by doing 3x times 2x squared. That's 6x cubed. 3x times negative x, that's negative 3x squared. Negative 6x times 3x is negative 18x. Okay? And now I'm going to do the bottom row. 2x times 1, it's 2x squared. 1 times negative x is negative 1x. And 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine my like terms. It's a little easy here because generally it's along the diagonals that I'm combining. So you start here. And 6x cubed. Now I'm going to combine these two boxes through addition, so that's negative 1x squared. These two, that's negative 19x. And that one's alone. So there we go. Now I can use this model for binomials. I could do it for monomial times a polynomial, binomial times a binomial. I can use it for anything. So I just decided to show you guys that in this model here. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to do a few of these problems. Okay, I'm going to do half of them. So I'm going to do 1 through 3, and I'm going to do it in various different ways so you guys can see it. And I'll let you guys do the remaining 3 for yourselves. So here, this is 4n minus 1 times 3n plus 4. So through the distribution or FOIL method here, okay, notice it doesn't really matter. FOIL is just a specific name, but it's really just distribution. So I'm going to do 4n times 3n, that's 12n squared. 4n times 4, that's 16n. Negative 1 times 3n is negative 3n. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Now I combine my two like terms, so this gives me 12n squared plus 13n minus 4. And there you have it. I find the distribution method is a little quicker, but it's a little messier, okay? The area model, which I'm going to show you for number 2, is to keep you organized, okay? It's way better to keep you organized. So 3n squared plus 2n minus 5. And the whole point is to find which method works best for you. If you're stronger with this, use distribution. If you tend to be a little messier, use the area model. Okay, so for the area model, okay, I'm going to write my longer polynomial along the top and my shorter one going down the side. Divide it up at the operation signs. And now just find the area of each box. 2n times 3n squared, that's 6n cubed. 2n times 2n is a positive 4n. 2n times negative 5 is negative 10n. 1 times 3n squared is 3n squared. 1 times 2n is 2n. And 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Don't need that. Now I'm going to combine across my diagonals here if I can. Oop, this should have been 4n squared. So now I'm going to combine across my diagonals. So this is going to be 6n cubed. Okay, that takes care of that box. These two I'm going to combine. That's going to give me 7n squared. I'm going to combine here. That's going to give me negative 8n. And here, that's negative 5. And I'm done. So notice my work is nice and neat. And it's all organized, if you will. And I just want to show you, even if you have a binomial times a binomial, you can still use the area model. So instead of foiling here, you can use the area model. So in this case, it doesn't matter. It's going to be more of a square shape. So I'm going to write q plus 1 and negative q minus 1. Divide it up. Negative q times q is negative q squared. Negative q times 1 is negative q. Negative 1 times q is negative q. Negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Now I combine my like terms, so it's going to be negative q squared, negative 2q, and the last one is negative 1 because he has no friends there. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to let you guys work on the next 3 problems on your own, and then we'll get started with 7-3 special products in the next video. Let me know if you guys need help.